Yo, 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 yo! So today we will talk about how to draw support and resistance. Support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support. So what I have on the screen here are the 5 tips regarding support and resistance. So the first one is going to be is that it doesn't have to be perfect when drawing support and resistance. Number 2 is that support and resistance can reverse. Number 3, it's a line where price touches the most. Number 4, there's no guarantees that price won't break through. And number 5, when in doubt, look left. So let's get into it. Alright, so for reason number 1, it doesn't have to be perfect. So what exactly do I mean by it doesn't have to be perfect? What you see on my screen here is the example we're going to use today is Bitcoin, BTC USD. It doesn't have to be perfect, the lines that you draw for support and resistance. What do I mean by that? Everyone sees the market differently, so they're going to draw their support and resistance a tad bit different. It's going to look similar, but it's not going to be exactly because everybody sees the market differently. So don't kill yourself for not touching all the points exactly. So what I mean by that, example, let's say right here I'm drawing my support and resistance. The purple lines are support and resistance. Right here, I put a line at support right here, as you can see on the screen, right? But it wasn't exactly under the point right here, which would be 46,000. So I guess you can say that I have my support around more so 47 instead of 46. But don't stress yourself over things like that, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Support and resistance does not have to be perfect. The next reason number 2, support and resistance can reverse. So what exactly do I mean by that? It can reverse. So what I mean by that is that for number 1, if price falls below support level, that level will become resistance. So let me give you guys an example. Let's find one here. All right. So now let's see. Look back here. Support, you can say support was around the $35,000, which Bitcoin was going through. It did not break, right? And then out of nowhere, it broke through it. And it went down to the 30,000s. That, when it went down, it tried to go back up. That same previous 35,000 is now the new resistance. So if price falls below support level, that level will become resistance, right? The new resistance. So the new resistance here is at 35,000. Because why? Price was at 35,000 up here for days. It went down. And now when it went down to the 30,000s, it tried to break through 35, but it couldn't for days. So that is a new resistance level. All right. So that's one point. The next point is if price rises above a resistance level, it will often become support. So what do I mean by that? All right. So one example would be still here. Price rose. So as we can say, 35,000 was the resistance, right? Price rose above it. And once it rose above it here on that day, it became the new support. It went up a little bit, spiked up, went down. But it never really broke through it. So it became the new support level. Another example would be pretty much here. Price went all the way down to the 46,000s. It broke through it, went to 50, went back down to the 46, 47-ish area, and that became the new support. See, it never broke. So once again, if price rises above a resistance level, which the resistance, when we're looking at here, was pretty much the 46, that area became the new support. Because see here, when it came back down and retested support, it never really broke through it. 46, 47. It's all subjective. Like I said in my first point, there's not a perfect way to draw support and resistance. All right. So one thing I hated when I was starting off my trading career, when I was trying to attend YouTube University and try to pass all my classes, was that people made drawing support and resistance look so complicated. Support and resistance is not complicated at all. It's really just an area, a line that you're drawing where price touches the most. Think of it like a roof, pretty much, which would be resistance, and the floor would be support. That's all. And you're just trying to draw a line where price touches the most. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but you just want to get a good idea, and that's all. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't stress yourself out. So, example here, as you can see, what area price touches the most? Looking here, around the 46-ish area. So that would be support. That's all. And now looking here, what area the price keeps on hitting and reversing against? Basically around the 51,000 area. And that would be resistance, the roof. That's all. It's really simple. That's all. I don't know why YouTubers make it so complicated. That's all. Alright, so for reason number 4, when it comes to support and resistance, there's no guarantees that price will not break through support and that it won't break through resistance. So what exactly do I mean by that? Alright? No one can predict the future, right? Nobody can predict the future. Trading is all about probability. You look for the highest, most probable setups. That's all. But there's no guarantees at all. Nothing's 100%. For one, let's look at this example. It's very probable that price will stay at a support level and that it will not break, right? So let's look at here. Strong support level. 34,000s, 35,000s. Very strong support. You would think that maybe, okay, price will always stay there. But guess what? There's no guarantees. What ended up happening? Price broke through it and went down to 30,000s levels. So there's no guarantees. And vice versa. Resistance. Where's your resistance? Look, price was failing to break through the 35,000s after falling. So you would think that, okay, maybe if I keep on shorting in this area, they'll be profitable. But look what happened. Out of nowhere, price broke through it. And that 35,000 became the new support. And it never looked back. Another example would be pretty much here, the 50,000s being resistance level, price spiking up, pulling back. And then out of nowhere, a few days later, it broke through it. So there's no guarantees at all. And this actually brings me to my 5th point. My 5th and final point. When in doubt, when drawing support and resistance, look left. What do I mean by that? Look left, alright? Like I said before, it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't criticize yourself for not drawing it perfectly. But when you're in doubt and you're not sure exactly where to draw it, just look left, right? Look left. Left. Price touches the most right here. So you put a support level right here. That's an area that price touches a lot. And look left. Look left. All right, we see price spiking up to the 51s getting rejected. That would be a resistance. Imagine you didn't have any data here. That would be a potential resistance level. And it ended up playing out perfectly. And that was a future resistance level. So if you're drawing it again, let me zoom out. Look left. See? Looking left. 51,000. That here, I drew a support level, right? But this is also an example of what I said previously. There's no guarantees. Although previously 51,000 was a strong support level, what ended up happening, price broke through it. But it didn't go all the way down. It reversed again and broke through it again and went back up. So when in doubt, just look left. You're supporting resistance, and that's all.
All right, and I'm out.